Alrighty, so hello YouTubers, and welcome to the third video of the GuliKit, however you pronounce that, KingKong 2 Pro. And let's see what I can do here. Yep. You can you're really low on that dead zone. Look at that. Yeah. That's about the lowest I can go there. That's pretty cool. So, how does it feel so far? Feels pretty good. It feels like this is like way too much for Switch. I tried plugging it into my Xbox Series X and it did not want to work. I figured it may, you know, plug in as just a generic X input, but I don't know. It couldn't. It still might. Maybe I'll look into it. I mean, it's not meant for it. So it's considered to be a Switch controller. It just happens to have other things. So it's primarily for Switch. All right. So that's what we're doing there. Oh yeah. Let's oh, also the amiibo appears to be in the center. Let's check that out. Let me just tap in here. Okay, well. Good girl here. Data from another game. Are we Smash Brothers? Yeah. That's fine. Yep, it appears to be working just fine. There we go. I guess. Cool. Oh, wrong button. What is that one? Okay, yeah, the start and select are like way up high, and the other buttons, like the screen capture and home buttons, are where the start and select button should be. What is this button? Like the Xbox home thing? Weird. Whatever. Alright, so let's test. And this is supposed to like move around. God damn it. Oh. Well, how do I get it to save? Oh, okay, whoa, there we go. Good God, that is sensitive. And I am holding it flat. Just hold it right here. Moving a little bit, like woo. Shake it around. Appears to be really, really responsive. Not my cup of tea, but it works just fine. It's all right. Okay, so let's. I'm not gonna play with motion at all. I think that is playing an FPS with the motion control thing like that is like a crime against humanity. So let's not do that. Yeah, apparently this has like a rubber coating on it, but I can't. Oh man, it's so Germa. What? It has like it's. I can't describe this. The rubber coating on this thing. It's like the thinnest layer of rubber coating, but it's like it doesn't feel like it's there. But then you feel the rubber. It's so strange. It feels like it was like sprayed on, like a micron layer of rubber coating. It feels like if I scrape my fingernail on it, you would just scrape it off, but it doesn't. I don't know what the heck it's doing or how they did it, but it's basically I'm saying it feels false. Like this controller definitely feels extra. Like I'll just put it at that. This controller is totally extra. It's like I don't know why you would need a driftless controller. It's got some weird acceleration issues on it. Like on the Switch. Like I said, it's got that weird thing where the inside pulls more than the outside. It's just muscle memory. And I did say I was gonna do another video once I have some time with it, but early impressions for today. I did 3 videos today, one after another. Yeah, you can get some small movements, and you know what? I also think it has like HD rumble. I'm feeling like tiny rumbles in this thing. So it's like at least imitating it. Yeah, like, the sticks feel like kind of loose, but at the same time, like, not. In some parts, the sticks feel like, oh, they're going out, you know? It feels like the spring has gone out of them. But there is none. It's so strange. Basically, what I'm saying is the controller's quality, but it will mess with your mind a little bit on the sticks. I mean, that's what you get for using a new technology to do a thing that you've been doing for years and years and years. As far as I know, there's no other controller on the market that does the analog sticks like this. So, yeah, doing this, like from medium to full, or from nothing to full tilt, feels great. It doesn't feel loose. It only feels looser when you're on the outer edges moving around. You can move around really quick. Like I said, it's reversed to how it normally is. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's usually there's usually kind of yeah, they're just basically a harder curve on the tension from the center. It's like it goes from 0 and then you move it and it's like it's strong. It's very strong, and then it gets like a little bit weaker as you go out, which is normally how controllers feel, but it's like more consistent. This is less consistent. It's like really strong and then it drops off a little bit quicker. So it feels like really strong and then not at the same time. Like when I was moving it right here, it feels like, oh my god, the spring went out, but it's not. It's so weird. It's so weird. Really, like, it's a couple hours and you'll get used to it. Or like an hour. I think an hour and you won't even know it's there. I've just never used a controller like this on a Switch before. Yeah, I don't even think the Switch knows what to do. I'm like spinning the left stick around. Yeah, I don't even think the Switch knows what to do with it. It's like, it's not supposed to be this accurate. Yeah, it's like, I don't think it's supposed to be that accurate. What are you gonna do? So yeah, you can just like do this. And I could keep it there too. Normally, you know, you'd be fighting with the joystick. This has It has like more strength but less fight. It's very strange. It's not like once you get it to a position, you don't have to keep applying that much force to keep it there, if that makes sense. With the spring, like when you have a motion on here and you're holding like a very specific direction, it stops fighting you. So if you want to like do like a specific movement and get to a location there, it stops fighting. So if you play any Switch games that for whatever reason require you to be from 0 to 100, and you need to be at like 71 or whatever, just you need to get that controller like at 1 speed, like right there, for whatever reason, you can do that with this controller a lot easier than you can use with pretty much any other controller I've played with. It's very strange. And apparently, the analog sticks have full Z-axis travel. Although most Switch games don't see that, I don't think. Yeah, this takes like halfway in order to get that. I can't remember. Yeah, it functions. It definitely functions. Yeah, it has that layout there. The thing is it's using the Xbox, like the Xbox layout instead of the so basically what this controller is a Switch Pro controller with the Xbox layout with better analog sticks. And apparently the buttons also use like micro switches. The only thing that's probably lacking is the D-pad, but it's still a good D-pad. It's like it's a little bit rubberized. Like I think it just needs to get broken in. It just feels like the D-pad feels like a really, really good membrane switch. It just feels like a really high-end membrane switch. Like membrane contacts, I mean. I guess I can also use the analog stick. Well, that's the thing. It's like you probably can use the analog stick for this because it zeroes immediately. So you don't really have to. Yeah, it like because it always zeros. You don't have to worry about like wrong inputs or something. So yeah, that is my early impressions of this controller. Worth it. I finally have a controller that's not a Switch controller that has amiibo support and everything. I still love my SN30 Pro Plus though. That thing is still amazing. And if you can't afford the GuliKit, get that one. Get the SN30 Pro Plus. Perfect controller. Absolutely perfect. This GuliKit is extra. This is like, extra. It's like bling on top of bling. It's absolutely needless. But if for whatever reason you want a controller that just, you'd be like, give a middle finger to drift, this is gonna be your go-to. And it has amiibo support, or NFC, USB-C powered, which I kind of wish you can take the battery out. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints. It better be for the money. It's a company was like, hey, we're gonna put out a really high-end controller and it's gonna be third party, and they seem to have pretty much nailed it. I mean, this controller I'm holding in my hand right now, if you told me that without pressing some of the extra buttons that this was the Xbox Series, like if I didn't ever have an Xbox Series X controller in my hand and you put this in my hand and said this is a Series X controller, I'd believe you. This feels like a first party $70 controller. That's the only way I can describe it. Is like when I first held the Xbox Series X controller in my hand, felt like this. Same thing with the One X. Not so much the 360, but this feels like a next gen Switch controller in your hand. That can also be on PC and Android, apparently. It's definitely extra. It has a lot of extra features, which if you want the test on that, you'll probably have to go and watch other videos. I don't want to get into all that. But yeah, I can do, 10 minutes. Apparently the last one was like 10 seconds. Like the KingKong 2 is like 10 seconds. In fact, we hold up here. So this is their website, and that's what they're using. I mean, yes and no. You can actually get it to where there is a no dead zone, depending on what software you use to read the controller. Oh yeah, you can I think make macros and export them and then open up the controller on PC and save the files. It's a bit wacky. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Switch, Windows, Android, Mac OS, and iOS. Steering. Yeah, smooth feeling. Is that what that is? I've been noticing that. Yeah, it's got this weird ring on it. Oh yeah, yeah. You could there's a button combinations to swap the X and Y. I forget how you do it, but you can do it. Why is there Steve there? Almost no power consumption for standby. Apparently. A lot of fluff on this website, huh? A pro version function. Yeah, so you apparently increase the sensitivity of the, like the right, or left and right triggers. Why are you showing it down here? It's not, that's not where the the battery is. I don't know. It's different a lot. I love it. Okay, so here's the main things here. Yeah, it's got some weird rubber plating, like I can't describe. It feels like if I just scratch it with my fingernail, it'll just peel right off, but it doesn't. It feels like hard plastic that's also hard rubber. It is the strangest thing. I don't. It's like I'm feeling two different things at once. It hurts my brain. Yeah, 10 minutes over 10 seconds. Amiibo on Switch mode, yes. Apparently, just the Pro has Amiibo support. But yes, that is this controller. And so far, if you want to go extra on a Switch controller or a PC controller, because it's for PC as well. If you just want a damn good controller on PC, well, here you go. In fact, I may use this for PC. And just use my SN30 Pro Plus on the Switch. Because this thing is far too extra. I'm just noticing this now. I'm like, what am I going to use this thing for on the Switch? Like Splatoon 2, Splatoon 3, it's like these analog sticks are like way too much for anything that, like, unless you have a game that you're just spinning, like if you have a game where you're spinning the left analog stick constantly, then yeah, this controller is for you. This is extra. What I mean by extra is just like more than what is needed. It is. You're fine with the SN30 Pro Plus, but for whatever reason, if you got the money, this just feels worth it. It feels worth the money. Like it seriously does. It feels hefty and like it feels like $70 controller. Seriously, that's probably the best reviewing of it. It feels like the price you paid for. Like that's, you were getting what you paid for, at least initially. I don't know if it's gonna die on me a week later. I've had my SN30 Pro Plus for like a year now. Still amazing. Works amazing. Whenever the battery dies, you can pop off the back and then put in AA's and it just works. So, amazing feature. Top 3 best Switch controllers ever. This one, I would say that's like the number 1 best Switch controller, followed by this GuliKit in number 2. And number 3 is probably the Switch Pro. And then a number like 99 would probably be like the Joy-Cons. Joy-Cons are terrible. They're terrible. I don't touch those things. I try not to touch those things ever. I feel like if I move the analog, if I just press too hard on the analog sticks, like those things are just gonna snap off. They feel very cheap, even though they're like 70, 80 bucks or whatever they are for. They're way too much. The Joy-Cons should be like a $20 controller max, and that's probably what they're spending on them. They probably only cost like 10 bucks to make. They're making bank on those things. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.